the fire department budget was cut in favor of giving cops and also firefighters pay increases. That is something that happened where money was moved away from some services in order to increase payroll. Total budget went up, but certain line items were cut.
This clip was cut from an original video found on Adam Conover's channel. I want to make it clear that I'm not defending the other side, whoever the other side is. I'm not on your team and I'm not on their team either. At the beginning of this video, you start by saying all the reservoirs were topped off because of an unusually high rain season, but you omit that the Santa Ynez Reservoir was empty at the time. Why did you not see that that was relevant? That being the reservoir that would have been directly responsible for helping the Palisades fire. Didn't mention it at all. Second point, later in the video, you're trying to debunk the budget cut by saying that individual firemen and policemen that were on staff already got raises, and so the overall budget went up. That is true, but you did not mention that the budget that was cut would have went to hiring civilian mechanics to upkeep their equipment, and how there's a whole field of equipment, fire trucks, all the shit they need that's out of service because they don't have mechanics.
This is my third budget as we're going into 25-26. What I can tell you is we are still understaffed, we're still under-resourced, and we're still underfunded. So with that, whether it's 7 million, 10 million.
But was the budget cut?
Yes, it was cut, and it did impact our ability to provide service.
Let's talk about that memo.
Third point, later in the same video, you're making the point that it wouldn't have mattered how many firemen that they had because the fire was just so out of control, there was nothing they could do about it. And that in modern times, you might have a house fire where there's 4 trucks responding to that single fire. If your whole town is on fire, there's no way you're going to have enough firemen. Here's the same fire chief talking about how the town has doubled, but they really haven't increased the size of their staff.
The growth of this city since 1960 has doubled, and we have less fire stations.
Let's repeat that because those numbers are a little jarring. 20 years ago, you had more fire stations than you had now?
We had 112 fire stations. Now we have 106. And since 2010, we've had an increase, doubled our call volume, which is firefighters responding to calls. 55% increase with 68 less firefighters.
So the city funding is not keeping up with the city's needs in real time.
No, and that's what our firefighters need.
See, there's stupid people that say the wrong thing, and that's forgivable. But Adam, you're smart enough to know the difference, and that's worse.